Eternal and everlasting are very similar words. Even in the two separated verses that I found them in, so closely cognated together, germane, yet the depth in the distance between them. Eternal is from any given moment in life all the way through to a never-ending point. And everlasting is the exact same thing, with one small dissimilarity that makes all the difference in the world. Here is an example of eternal life from a Bible's point of view. Let us say there is someone who isn't surely the worst of the worst, but not quite such a follower of Jesus Christ. He loves his family, loves his kids, would die for his wife. He goes to work, pays the bills, making sure everyone has what they need, keeping the peace within his circle. He just doesn't necessarily extend his arm out to anyone in need outside of his family. He might not believe in God. Maybe there was a man named Jesus who lived in this world at one time. On his day of death, he knows everything instantly. At that moment, you find out that God is real. Jesus is the truth. You were supposed to follow his ways. You do believe. The state of mind that you are in on your death date is the state that you will live in eternally. You are kept separate from God, living with the absolute loss of all hope, desperate beyond desperate. You will earnestly beg, beseech, implore for one more chance. You might find yourself at a cemetery trying to find your way back into your own body. The only vessel that you had to fulfill this, that is the closest thing to hope that you have left. And we all know that is impossible. Everlasting life is to continue to receive God's blessings, to always remain within his presence. The conflict between these two words came when I decided to read the Bible front to back. I was searching for one subject throughout the book, and at the same time, I would catch a few nuggets along this journey through the written history of life. One of those nuggets was here in the book of John, chapter 3, verse 16. As I read the B clause of the verse, I sensed an echo as if I just read that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. So I questioned myself, did I just read this twice unknowingly? No, I did not. I know better, but I swear I did. To make sure, I went back to John chapter 3, verse 10. Nope. 3:11. Nope. 3:12. 13. Nope. 3:14. Nope. 15. Identical. Amazing. But I was going through the book, so I noted to come back to it. Now, I can't remember whether it was when I came back to it or the initial reading that I noticed the differential within one word. John 3:15 states that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have eternal life. 3:16 says that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. And I wanted to know why. So I fasted and I prayed, asking for word on this word. And when the answer came, it was simple. Eternal is soberly that, an eternal life. We've all been told that when we die, we're either going to live forever in heaven or forever in hell. 15 is simply stating the fact that is eternal. What you want is an everlasting life. In order to achieve this, you must do one minor thing. In real estate terms, there is a contingency clause inside of 316. The meaning of one small thing makes all the difference in the world is defined right here. I cannot verbalize the word all enough. It makes all the difference in the world. All. This one thing is so small that it cannot be measured. It doesn't matter. I mean, it absolutely does matter. It isn't matter. You cannot present this to any court as Exhibit A, but any sane person knows it to be true. We hear it throughout the sports world all the time. Believe in yourself and you can achieve anything. You simply just have to believe. Believe that there was a man named Jesus who lived and died for our sinful lives. Not only that, but also believe that God allowed this sacrifice out of love for the same people that hated him. He so loved the world that he graciously gave to us this gift, that if we accept it eternally, we will have an everlasting life, everlasting love, everlasting peace, everlasting friendship, family, contact, breath, joy, everything good, everlasting, without end. John 3:15, sorry, not 15, 3:16 is an everlasting verse. Here is the proof. We all know that, well, more people believe this to be true than Jesus Christ is, was, and ever shall be, world without end. Everybody knows that Tony Romo was the greatest quarterback to ever live, breathe, and play the game of football without winning a Super Bowl. I mean, I'm not even sure if he might have won a playoff game. He definitely lost one. Seattle. Now, there was another prominent quarterback who played for 2 years with the Denver Broncos named Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow did not compare to Tony Romo, okay? Tony was faster, quicker, made less mistakes. The numbers, percentage-wise, fourth quarter comeback, so many records broken. Even in the weight room, you could tell just by looking at them that Tony is way stronger. But Mr. Tebow had the favor of God in his 2-year tenure with Denver. Note this date. In 2012, on the first play, in overtime, he won the AFC wildcard playoff game against the highly favored Pittsburgh Steelers. Win credited to John 3:16. His mission was complete right then and there on that date. Go back 3 years to a simple act that set this moment up. January 8th, 2009. January 8th. In the college BCS championship game, Tim stamped his faith on his face for the first time with the Florida Gators. Credit that win to 3:16. During this game, 94 million people Googled John 3:16 because of that small act. 3 years later, to the date, January 8th, 2012. To the date. Tim's faith in 3:16 was stamped in eternity, winning that AFC wildcard playoff game against the highly favored Pittsburgh Steelers. That alone is special, but there is more. After the game, somebody notified Mr. Tebow to what had actually occurred. He ran up to him saying, "Timmy, do you know what just happened?" "Yeah, we just won the game, baby." "No. Do you know what just happened?" Tim solemnly replied, "No, what's up, Patrick? What's on your mind?" Time of possession was 31 minutes and 6 seconds. "Oh, okay. Well, I'll be sure to point that out to the media as I'm on my way there now." "Tim, average yards per rush, 3.16. TV rating for this game, 31.6. "Oh, wow. I see what you're saying." "Tim, team average receiving yards, 31.6. Believe it or not, there is one more, Timmy. Your total yards for the game ended at 316. That is not a coincidence. First of all, there is no such thing as a coincidence. That year-to-date thing, you could call that whatever you want if there were not 5 other factors pointing to the exact same movement here. The issue's real, man. The next time that you come face to face with a coincidence, pay heed to what led you there. Who is within your presence? What thoughts are in your head? Copy and paste everything, all the details within that circumstance. And the next time that one does occur, I promise you, there will be a connection from the other side. These are signs. Lord have mercy if you ever get multiple in one day, within a week. Answer that. It is a calling from a loved one. There is but only one answer, and that is truth. I ain't talking dogma either. I'm speaking on real, solid, impenetrable truth. Go ahead, Google it. Tim Tebow 316 game. Everything on this video is facts and truth. And Tony Romo. Anything else can and will be attempted, analyzed, then once and for all prevailing the truth to annihilate the lie. Because we are all destined to an eternal life in despair, living in 15. Graduate to 316 and never perish, but have an everlasting life. Like, seriously though, who wears number 15? Tim.